Hi, my spooky friends, and how are you doing today? I hope you are doing a fantastic, a okay, fantastic you, because you're wonderful. But welcome to, or welcome back to the Crocheted Caution Tape, where we talk about all things true crime, history, dark history, mysteries, and all things spooky. I'm Erica, and today we are going to be working on our crochet caution tape. I haven't worked on it since the last video, but hey, we're going to continue to work on it while we discuss the story of Elisa Lam. Now, some of you may have heard about her. From 2013, there was a Netflix series on her, like, very well-known story. Solved. So, buckle up. Let's dive in. So, we're going to talk about Elisa Lam. Who was Elisa? She was born on April 30th, 1991 in Vancouver. Sorry, my stacks are right here. So, she was born in Vancouver, Canada. Her family had immigrated to Canada from China. She was born in Canada, though. I always hate streaming these. Okay. Also, you guys may see the pups throughout today's video. The door is open and they are all standing right outside the door. Okay, so she was born in Vancouver. Her family they had opened up a restaurant in Barnaby, British Columbia. And hi, Percy. So she was a student at the University of British Columbia. And she was very studious. She was a very sweet girl who was going through a lot of mental health issues. Wait, I'm going wrong way with this. She had a blog that was pretty popular. She posted on there multiple times a day. Her blog was called Nouvelle Nouveau. And now I do not know if I am saying that right. I will put it up here. In this blog, she talked about her struggle with her mental illness and everything that was going on in her life. Like I said, she updated this multiple times daily. In 2013, she had decided that she wanted to go on a solo trip through the West Coast to give her a break from her studies and just give her a break from everything. Her parents, they were not too thrilled about her going off on her own, but she was 21. So, 22? Almost 22. So she went on this trip and everything was going fine. She called her parents every day to make sure that they knew that she was safe, know where she was. That was, if she was going by herself, she had to check in and let them know that she was safe. As sure any parent would do. So on her blog, she had several posts that were pinned to the top under a quote by Chuck Palahniuk's book, The Fruit Group. Now this quote was, "You're always haunted by the idea you're wasting your life." Just several posts that were about that. I'm not even doing so well there. Maybe. There we go. Sorry. Alright. There were many posts that were updated and posted even after her death. Pretty sure that it was one of those, or it had to have been actually, that one of those things where she had scheduled the post to come out at a certain date, certain time, and that's why. Now, a quote from Elisa herself in her blog was, "Depression sucks, period. If someone says to you that they have depression, don't ask why. There is no why. Tell them every day you love them. Remind them every day it will be better." Eliza was diagnosed as bipolar. Nothing wrong with that. You know, she got diagnosed, she was put on medicine, she took medicine for it to help her out. Days before she just vanished, she posted, "I am not a professional depressed person. I am so much more than that. And these people are my reminders that I am very lucky. My laptop screen is brighter than my future." So, on January 26, 2013, Eliza had arrived in LA, Los Angeles, by an Amtrak train on her way to San Diego. And she didn't plan on staying long or anything. That was one of her stops. Now, where did she stay? Some of you all may remember from an earlier story that she stayed at the Cecil Hotel. So she stayed at the Cecil Hotel. She checked in. Everything was fine. She was doing good. However, there were some issues. There were some issues with her first night or so. She had reserved kind of like a hostel type room where she was sharing it with multiple other people. However, her roommates was like, "She's acting very strangely. We don't know what is going on, but we can't have her in our room anymore." They complained to the front desk at the hotel, and they eventually moved Eliza into her own room. Okay, so there's that. She acted a little strange, but everything was okay. She was okay. Trying to get the needle in there. On January 31st, Eliza was set to check out at the hotel. She had not checked in with her family that day, and they were getting very concerned. She had checked in every other day, and she never skipped one. So they ended up calling the LAPD. the LAPD, they went to the hotel, they checked around the hotel. They did find her stuff still in her room, like her laptop, her wallet, all of her personal belongings were still in the hotel. But there was no trace of Eliza. It's very weird. All of her stuff is there, but she's nowhere to be seen. Police still, like, they've looked at all at the hotel's security footage to see if they could find her, retrace her steps, things like that. And they found something that was pretty disturbing, pretty weird. The last footage of her was her entering a elevator. I am going to try to see if I can put in this surveillance video for you guys to see. She's acting very erratically in the elevator. She gets on it and she immediately goes to the buttons and she's just presses all of the buttons of every floor in this elevator. And she's looking very, to me, I say she's looking very scared. She's kind of like sticking her head out of the elevator to see if she sees anybody, I guess. And she kind of hides in the corner of the front corner of the elevator. Continues to push buttons. It's just very, very weird behavior. She's also like, she kind of jumps in and out of the elevator, and it's just so bizarre. She looks like she's talking to somebody. You see, at one point you see her walk out of the elevator and step to the side where you can't really see her, but you see her kind of going in front of the elevator door, back out front of the elevator door. You see her hands moving erratically. It's just, she looks absolutely terrified. Now, some people went to the Cecil Hotel's haunted and all this other stuff to try to explain it. To me, it looks like she's hiding from somebody and trying to escape something. Like, she looks terrified at whatever her situation is. I also think that it is very strange. I've never seen an elevator door stay open that long without somebody continuously holding the open. Without somebody holding the open button. Like, that door stays open for a very long time. It's crazy, really. Like, it's so weird. And that was the last time that she was seen. The hotel staff was like, they never saw her with anybody. She was always on her own. So they didn't know, like, they didn't think that she was talking to anybody because she didn't talk to anybody. Weeks go by, and on February 19th, the front desk at the hotel was getting a lot of weird phone calls. They were getting complaints from other patrons of the hotel and was like, something's wrong with the water. The water tastes weird. There's like very low water pressure. The water just all around has a really kind of funky taste to it. So, Santiago Lopez who was a maintenance worker of the hotel, he went to the roof of the hotel where the water tanks were stored. These giant water tanks all on the roof, and he had noticed that, like, the main water tank, there was something didn't look right about the top of it. Like, I think the latch was not all the way down or something, so he got a ladder to get to the top of the, oh my goodness, mind blank. Okay, top of the water tank. And whenever he opened it and looked into it, he saw a horrifying sight. He had located Elisa Lam's body. She was undressed, which is weird with what the police say. Alright, so the clothes that she was wearing in the elevator footage were also in the water tank floating next to her. So, of course, the police came and they started investigating what was going on. They were reading up on her blog and trying to see if there was anything to tell what was going on when she disappeared. Now, there was one person that had seen Elisa right before she vanished. There was a bookstore called The Last Bookstore with owner Katie Orphan. Katie was the one who saw her. She was in the store whenever Elisa was in there. She was buying books, music for her family back home. She was talking to Katie about it and how she was looking forward to going home and reuniting with her family and giving her family all of the souvenirs that she got along her travels. So she was positive. I'm going to return home to my family, not a care in the world. Like, she was fine. Nothing about the interaction said anything different to Katie. Like, she was making plans for the future. So when they were doing the autopsy for Elisa, the toxicology report came back that she had taken at least one of her antidepressants the day of her disappearance. It looked like she had taken another one of her antidepressants, but not that day, like maybe a day or two beforehand. Like, it was there, but it wasn't what it should be. Also, she was on a mood stabilizer for her bipolar disorder, and that she did not take that the day that she disappeared either. It had been some days that there were some days that she had not taken it. And her antipsychotic medicine, she had not taken that at all recently, which could explain the erratic behavior that others had stated that they had witnessed. So an important thing to note is that there are some antidepressants that can cause the manic episodes that it looked like she was having in the elevator. Although I still think that she looks more scared than anything. she's trying to hide from somebody in that elevator. Now, due to her toxicology report and her history of being bipolar, hi Foggy, um, due to her history of being of having bipolar disorder, the police were just like, yeah, she climbed up there on her own. It was an accidental drowning, but she's the one who caused it. So many questions about that. So many. Nothing of this makes any sense to me. Now, they did say that she had no trace of physical trauma, nothing like that, but still, why would she climb into a water tank, take her clothes off to do whatever it is that they were saying that she had done? Doesn't make sense to me. Detective Wallace Tennell was one of the detectives that were investigating this. And he had stated that my partner and I tried to figure out how somebody could have put her in there. And it's difficult for someone to have been able to do that. And not leave prints, not leave DNA or anything like that. So she climbed in on her own. Doesn't make sense to me. Okay, like I said, none of this makes sense to me, and I'm just flabbergasted. So they just straight up was like, nope, it is an accidental drowning. So something to talk about with the water tanks, okay? The water tanks were on the roof. They were not easily accessible, okay? You had to take an elevator to the 15th floor, and then you would have to climb a staircase to get to the roof. You would have to enter a code to have access to the roof. If you just open the door without the code, then it would be there would be alarms going off. So there was like no way for somebody to get onto the roof without somebody working there knowing. Yeah, there was a fire escape. This is true. But it doesn't it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like, if she did climb the fire escape to get up there, then somebody from the streets, like, that is a very crowded area. Somebody would have seen her going up there. Right? I know that it's located in Skid Row, and we had discussed all of that in the Cecil Hotel, where it was not a great place to be. But somebody would have seen a 21-year-old girl climbing the staircase to get up there. Come on. Hubby. Gonna get him on here one. But yeah, it's like, how? There's no way for her to get up there without somebody knowing about it. To me, and I don't know, I'm not a professional, I'm not a detective, I'm nothing. Hey, I'm just a chick in southern Indiana, like, but with all of that information, to me it sounds like no, doesn't make sense for her to jump into the water tank on her own and take her clothes off in order to do anything. Doesn't make sense. Especially with all the precautions that nobody could get up there with clothes and everything. To me, I think somebody in the staff did it. Like, I definitely do not think, like, I know she didn't have any physical trauma. I know that she wasn't taking her medicine the way she should be. But that just makes her more vulnerable. Like, it doesn't make her wanting to take her own life. Like, it doesn't make sense. So, it just, none of it makes sense to me. I do not think that she did this to herself. Like, yes, somebody would have to climb a ladder to get to the top of the water tank, and then they would have to open it up. But they said no fingerprints. There's this thing called gloves. So, to me, not finding fingerprints or DNA does not mean that she did it herself. I don't know. The whole thing seems kind of off to me, but I don't think that she did it to herself. Now, her family did try to sue the hotel, saying that, if their daughter did do this, it's because the hotel didn't have precautions in place, and that's whenever all of the information on how to get access to it came out, and all the precautions that the hotel had for that. It doesn't make sense to me. I do not think that she did it to herself. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know who did it to her. I just really do not think that she did it to herself. I just hope whatever did happen to her was not painful. Now, that is all we have today over Eliza. What are your thoughts? Have you all heard anything about this story? Like, I know it, like I said, Netflix has a documentary out on it and everything, but I say that there is definitely something very kinky about it. It doesn't make sense. The Mac ain't Macin. Hey, like, But all of you, my lovely spookies, you all take care of yourselves. Be nice to others. If you need help, please reach out to somebody that you can trust. Happy Pride Month, and I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye bye.